Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, and from today's video I'm going to talk about burnout, which we all suffer a lot. So let's get started. So burnout is one of the most misunderstood experience of our life, in modern life especially. So most people think that burnout means that they work too hard or lack of balance. So that explanation sounds reasonable, but it misses the real cause of the burnout. So burnout is not simply exhaustion. It is not laziness, it is not motivation issues, it's not lack of motivation. Burnout is what happens when your nervous system stays under pressure for too long without recovery. So when that happens, the body does not slowly ask for rest. It forces to shut down very quickly. So this is why burnout feels very confusing and scary, and this is why actually burnout happens. So you want to function, but your system won't allow to do that, and it refuses to cooperate. So let's see why burnout feels very different from normal tiredness. So normal tiredness improves with rest, right? When we take some rest, it improves. So when you sleep, relax, and you feel better, right? So burnout does not work like that way. With burnout, rest can actually increase anxiety. You feel guilty for nothing. You're slowing down. You feel restless even when you are doing nothing. So you may feel numb or emotionally flat. So this happens because the problem is not your energy. The problem is your safety. The nervous system does not feel safe enough to turn back on. So now let's see what the nervous system is doing during a burnout. So your nervous system has one main job, right? It decides whether you are safe or under threat. So when it detects danger, it shifts into survival mode. In that mode, the brain reduces functions that are not essential for survival. So your focus directly drops, and your motivation drops, and your creativity totally disappears. And this is not a flaw, it's protection. So if your nervous system stays in these states for weeks or for months, this is what burnout is, and this is when burnout begins. Now, don't think that you're failing. This is not your failing. This is your body is responding logically to prolonged pressure. So now let me explain why our motivation disappears during burnout. So many people judge themselves harshly during a burnout. They say things like, I used to be disciplined. What happened to me? I used to do that. What happened to me? What happened is very simple, guys. Motivation is not designed for survival mode. Motivation supports growth, learning, and long-term goals. So survival mode is only cares about short-term safety. Simply, your brain redirects energy towards scanning, worrying, avoiding, and numbing. So this is why your scrolling increases. This is why your procrastination feels so automatic, and this is why starting tasks feel very painful, and you are not choosing this. Your system is prioritizing protection over anything. So now let's see how pushing hard can make burnout very worse. So one of the most damaging responses to burnout is pushing harder, which we always try to do. So when productivity drops, many people panic. Even I did. So they increase pressure. They criticize themselves as non-productive people or lazy people, right? They add more rules and expectations from themselves even. So your nervous systems interprets this as more threat, not as protection. So the result is deeper shutdown. It's not good. And burnout does not respond to force. It responds to safety. And with that, we will get more stressful. And now let's see what are the differences between stress and chronic stress. So stress itself is not harmful. Short burst stress can even be motivating as well. Even in exams, we get that. So the problem is chronic stress without recovery. So constant deadlines, constant comparisons, constant pressure to perform, constant emotional labor. So when your stress never ends, the nervous system never resets and the body stays alert even when nothing is happening. And this is when the burnout develops. So guys, with that, there are 3 stages of real burnout recovery. This is the most important part of the whole video, guys. So please listen carefully. So burnout recovery happens in stages. So skipping stages leads to very bad situations. So stage 1 is stabilization. This means reducing pressure where possible. So creating predictable routines, eating, sleeping regularly and lowering expectations. So this stage feels uncomfortable because productivity drops, but this is very important and necessary. The nervous system needs predictability to feel safe. And stage 2 is regulation. This focuses on claiming the nervous system. Slow movement, sunlight, deep breathing exercises along with exercises and gentle routines. So these signals tell the body that emergency is now over. And finally, the third stage, which is rebuilding capacity. So this is where work slowly returns. So short focus sessions and clear stopping points, ending before exhaustion. So burnout recovery is not about doing more. It is one of the baddest and the most harmful things that we all try to do. We try to push ourselves, which is very bad. So it is about doing less with good intention. So why high achievers burn out more often? So high achievers are especially vulnerable to burnout, right? So they are used to punishing through discomfort and they ignore early warning signs and they rest as something to earn. So over time, the body compensates by shutting down completely, and burnout is often the first time the body says no louder than the mind. So this can feel like a failure, but it's actually a feedback. So redesigning your life after a burnout is also very important. So burnout is not just something to recover from. So it's something to learn from as well. So it forces you to ask better questions from yourself. What drains me consistently, and where I am ignoring my limits, and which expectations I am carrying that not are mine. And if you are returned to the same lifestyle that caused burnout, it will return, often faster and stronger. So healing requires redesign, not just rest. So burnout often attacks identity. So people say, I am not the person I used to be. In reality, burnout removes the version of yourself, survives the pressure alone. So what remains is a system that asking for a healthier way to succeed. So sustainable success feels calmer than most people expect. And with that, we are done for the video today, guys. So please remember that burnout is not failure. Burnout is not failure. it is communication, and your body is telling you that the way you were living is no longer sustainable, and you are not broken, you are not overloaded. And overloaded systems do not need motivation, they need care, safety, and redesign. So when you listen carefully and when you listen early, burnout becomes a turning point instead of breakdown. So I hope you guys learn something really valuable from this video about burnout and how to overcome a burnout very easily and constantly. So I hope this helps, and thank you for watching this video, guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to see and watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.